Smart 24, driving business.
Well, exactly 1 minute past 9. This is Smart Mint Business. I'm Andrew Barige. Of course, just like I told you, as we continue to explore the rapidly evolving business landscape in Uganda, one of the critical challenges faced by most especially our small medium enterprises is competition, most especially from foreign businesses that often operate with lower price points and greater resources. Now, of course, recently we've seen an influx of foreign enterprises, including, of course, recently we saw what happened with the Chinese retail outlet, which was significantly offering cheaper goods, which raised concerns about the sustainability, most especially of the local business. Now, in this context, the role of information technology has definitely become indispensable, of course, not only for operational efficiency, but as a strategic tool, most especially when it comes to innovation, market expansion, and maintaining a competitive edge. Now, the question remains still here that how can Ugandan businesses leverage on these ICT solutions, on these technologies to compete and thrive in an increasingly globalized market? Now, to help us unpack these issues, I'm honored to be joined by the CEO of Nagsoft Technologies, that is Vincent Masiko, one of the leading tech companies in Uganda, and he brings a wealth of experience, most especially in the insight into how small and intermediary enterprises can adapt and also integrate advanced ICT solutions to remain competitive, innovative, and resilient at the same time. Now we get into the key strategies, technologies, and the practices that can empower our local enterprises to outcompete foreign firms despite the challenges they face. A very good morning, Mr. Vincent. It's a pleasure to have you once again here.
Thank you.
And how is business? I understand running a tech company is a very technical aspect in itself.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew, and I'm happy to be here again after quite some time. And I will be very happy to share with our viewers about what they could look at, what are those sections they could improve or put in their business to help them keep competitive against the mushrooming businesses, foreign enterprises, and also take the lion's share in the market.
Very interesting. Now, in terms of digital transformation, so let's take a look at how Ugandan SMEs can create an integrated strategy that not only improves efficiency but drives what we call innovation to compete with the foreign investors. Now, actually, basing even on your experience with the businesses you've served as Nagsoft for over the years, I see you have the clinic. Is it clinic?
Plus, yes.
School monitor and all that. So, to what do you get time to assess the competitiveness of your clients?
Okay, thank you, Andrew. As I said, I'm called Vincent Masiko, and I lead the team at Nagsoft Technologies. We are software developers, and what we do business automation. We automate people's businesses to make sure that they are able to manage, to track how they perform, and know where they can improve while beating competition. Just like we said. As you put it clear, over the last 10 years, we have been able to work with various schools, medical facilities, and also we have been able to work with the other institutions. And our purpose in all this does not only look at just getting business, but it also looks at how to improve these businesses so that they beat the competition. Because they are our customers. If they are in business, we are in business.
Absolutely.
If they are taken away by the competition, then we are also off. So one of the key things that whether small, whether big, every business, I always say every business, especially local businesses here, we are talking of the schools, we are talking of the clinics, we are talking of the hospitals, we are talking of our person in Chikubo, we are talking about the local business. One of the things they should embrace is called business automation. And what does this one mean is, which sections of your business can you leave for softwares to handle so that you concentrate on the core part, decision making and investment. The purpose, what automation should actually does, is that one, it is cost effective.
Automation is cost effective.
Instead of having 10 people, you may have just one software doing
all
that work cheaply and efficient. Because software that does not get tired,
does not.
It has no feelings. It's not stressed. It has no quarrel with the boyfriend, no girlfriend, or the wife.
Yeah.
So as long as it is right, it is up and running, you are able to get results, which is different from the from me and you, who would have problems, who will be sick, who will be having this. And so one of the core things that can be looked at whatever level, it is business automation. Let's look at an example of a point of sale software in a restaurant. You go, you eat, they punch in what you have eaten, the software knows the price, it bills you, you are able to pay with the phone or with the card, it picks the money from your bank, then after it gives you a receipt. All these are processes that would have needed people every other stage and would have taken quite a longer time. But a software is doing it just in seconds. And so that's one of the things we could be looking at. How does a business automate its processes?
Well, that's interesting. And I think one of the key, according to my interactions with a few small business owners, they have the fear of, like you've mentioned, a software can do a role of 10 people, but now they look into the aspect of maintenance. Some are scared of cyber attacks, that perhaps the softwares can be, viruses, and there is massive loss of data. So how can we address that, and how have, as Nugsoft Technologies, ensured the safety of these solutions that you offer to these businesses for data safety?
Yeah, so Andrew, what you are bringing in is fears.
The fears.
Because that's what people start with. But one, everything has the good part and the bad part.
The bad part, yes.
We agree on that. Two is that if I asked you 25 years ago, who believed that you would use a phone and someone sends you money through a phone and you actually get cash from whatever you are?
From what you want.
It was actually hard. But then when the telcos started this and we actually trusted them, they had to execute. The key thing you are asking is, how do we take care of this? So it also brings me to who you are transacting with.
Who you're transacting with.
Yes, because,
very important, yes.
Because if a tech company like us, you have put the policies and processes in place.
In place, yes.
Because you are working with people, you are working with sensitive data, and you have to make sure that both at the technical level, where you are talking of the infrastructure, make sure that that is encrypted, how it's stored, how the backups are, but also to human beings, your staff, the people who will go and feed and train, the people who will support, which processes are in place. So, of course, we have had people who come to us when they were disappointed, but some of the reasons why is that they just got someone, whether on the street, whether from whatever place, and says, I do this, and they said, okay. So at the end of the day, they start complaining, I think people are thieves, but me and you have to still believe that if we weigh in the bad part and the good part,
the good part
outweighs. That's why you have had banks being hacked, yes, losing money and all that, but they have not stopped. They look for the better ways of improving their security, but they keep transacting, because you see how it is convenient that at home I will withdraw my money from my bank, get the cashier, pay for yaka, pay for water without moving. Just when I'm in my bed.
Exactly.
Draw the picture 10 years ago. You have to go and line up at Patumeme, go to National Water and line up, go here and there. So the process was bitter, time wasting. A second is very, very costly for a businessman to spend on. So we better pay the bill, but at least we know that we're employing a software that is going to help us move. And this cuts across. take an example of the e-commerce platforms. Now, you have your shop here, and you keep your things to only people who can walk into your shop. And this is what we are talking about competition. We are looking at what can you do extra so that people can get your services. Now, draw a picture 10 years ago, we had Jumia, there are so many platforms, and even actually no one would believe that you can order for things online and they actually find you home.
And they find you home. Yeah.
And now, someone can buy from Jumia, from Barara, from Kabare, from whatever part of Kampala, and things will come to their doorsteps. And so meaning that it is no longer just your physical shop, but the online shop is more powerful. But if you keep saying that these things that are for people who study, they are for IT people, no. IT solutions are made to solve problems in businesses. Okay. So if there's an e-commerce site, we are saying that we have opened a shop to the entire public. The entire public. That's why you sit here and order things on Alibaba, you order things from various platforms, Amazon, and things come. Imagine if this shop was locked to their country only. You would not have bought from there, and still you would not be having this service. So what I would look at is that every business, by and large, you need to look through your business and say, where am I putting technology? Exactly. Where can we leverage this technology and make the improvements, make more money? Otherwise, sooner or later, you will keep in your primitive way of doing business. Guys will come, will set up virtual offices, will set up virtual shops, and they will be transacting in billions when you are still transacting in 10 million, 20, 30.
Very amazing. Now, Mr. Vincent, in your view, how can SMEs integrate ICT into what we call product development in line with innovation processes to create differentiated products and which can actually stand out against the cheaper commodities from the foreigners? Okay, so ICT in product development, it could be in service delivery, on how you offer your service.
Yeah, so Andrew, I serve over 500 customers at the moment.
500 customers.
Yes, and I have taken a deep dive to understand what customers want. Okay. Actually, most of the times, I don't know, but I have not personally went to those shops you're actually talking of, because I'm very comfortable to order for something where I feel I'm valued, where I feel it's quality, and where I feel it is convenient. Okay. Now, these customers we talk about every other day, sometimes we misunderstand them. Okay. It is not always about price only. No. It is about convenience. So
convenience, yes.
We should be looking at in your business, whatever it is, what part can you put in to improve customer experience? I would have talked about software, but let me talk about other businesses.
Exactly.
Let me say someone has a shop, okay? Now, what this shop has, on top of having their own point of sale software where you go and buy things, they put through the system, they have integrated an option of when you buy, the software sends you an SMS. Thank you, Andrew, for buying from us. Exactly. Please come again. Not on the receipt. It just comes straight on your SMS. There's a way you feel valued. Exactly. There's a way you feel this is your place. There's a way you will come and even don't ask the price. But you ask just the product. Exactly. Think about it's a public holiday, and it's maybe Heroes Day, and this shop sends SMSs to all clients who have ever been there. They say, "Dear Andrew, we would like to let you know that you are a hero to this economy and you are a hero to our business. Please always pass by."
Pass by.
Believe me or not, that there is a feeling this creates. There is a feeling you feel valued. There is a feeling you feel that you need to always come and go and buy from these guys over and over again. You will believe me that there is that class that will not mind about the price, but will mind about the quality of the service they give. And the quality, usually, I have always asked various business people that what are you selling? And if you sell phones, everyone else is selling phones. So you need to find out, do your clients exactly buy phones from you, or there's something extra they're buying? They may be buying that receptionist you have, who whenever they come, she smiles at them, asks them how their family is, like they feel at home. And so they feel like every time they will even come by to say hi, you know? So if we cannot look beyond the price, otherwise you even never know. Someone may come and cut the price of something from 1 million to 500,000. Maybe
yes.
They probably have funding from somewhere, you know. So it is not all about the price every other day. It is about what else are you providing to this customer. Do you do? And we are talking about things that our softwares, things that we can put in software to provide this extra touch. That yes, I have bought a phone, and after maybe 3 years, the system tells me, Vincent, you bought a phone from us 3 years ago. How was your experience? Would you? We have A, B, C, and D.
Exactly.
So they feel this guy still know me. This guys probably care for me, do this.
Exactly.
And so in so doing,
you've never met them, but with this interface, they are interacting with
Yes.
Okay.
We are talking about things like chatbots.
Yes, chatbots.
AI.
Artificial
So
intelligence.
we are saying that, can we, in our customers setting, empower a chatbot that even at midnight, if, for example, if the customer has a problem, maybe it's with logging in into the software, maybe whatever problem, at midnight, probably most of the people are asleep. Can he chat with our chatbot? And it gives him feedback. It gives him assistance.
Okay.
There is a way this person will feel that much of the other people are cheap, but these guys are always there for me.
Okay.
So those are the things, and you have to think the digital way. We have to stop thinking I have to have like people who will work 24/7. Imagine running a business where you have to have maybe people working morning shift, afternoon, evening, midnight.
Yes.
Look at the ATMs. You will go to the ATM, you will get the money, whether it's at midnight, whether it's at 3 a.m., whether it's at... So this ATM means that you would have been hiring a human being, not just one, probably 3 people.
3 people, yeah.
Who should be working 24/7 and should be working on Saturday and Sunday.
Hectic, that's...
But the ATM is doing that for
all
you.
the time.
And so if these banks had not thought of this, that means that the banks would be suffering high costs in all this. Believe me or not, next 10 years, you will find when banks have like 1 teller, 2 tellers, only that. Everything else they have automated. So let us stop saying that this is the big business for the big guys, for the banks, for the telecom. No. Even in your small business, you can put their technology that is going to help you beat the competition. It can be minimal, but it can be. There are so many tools that you actually can look at, and this will help you to improve the business and beat the competition.
Wow, very interesting. And you know, like how you've passionately mentioned all that. Now it brings me to this question of realizing that we need. Because what you've explained, it's showing us that we actually need these technologies. But now there is this other aspect of reliability of the technologies, most especially when it comes to aspects of upgrading every other day. How are we ensuring that these technologies that are meant to enhance competitiveness of local businesses actually are reliable and sustainable over time? What steps have you taken to ensure that they're up to the standard and up to the current market and global demands?
Okay, I have some friend of mine called Norbert. Whenever we are talking, there is a statement we have always talked about.
Yes.
We say that whatever does not grow dies. So if you are running a tech company, and it also comes, I know there is a common thinking that softwares are expensive, which is completely not true. And people just sometimes pick anyhow, anywhere, without probably first doing the due diligence and all that of the company. But a company which has strategically planned, it has to be having all this in plan. One, you are looking at growth.
Growth.
Whatever does not grow, dies. Meaning that in growth, what was working yesterday may not work today.
Okay.
Because something else is coming in. AI has come up and it has actually disrupted everything. So that means if you don't think AI, in the next few years you are out of what? Business. So that means, okay, our side we have set up specific departments. We have an R&D department.
R&D.
R&D is research and development specifically.
Okay.
That understanding what's in the market and understanding trends, and this works with our software incubation department.
Okay.
The incubation and innovation department. The purpose of this is looking at what is working now. How will tomorrow be? Otherwise, if you focus at yesterday, as you actually said, customers are always like good things.
Exactly.
So when something good comes, they ask, do you guys have AI? Okay, we're still thinking about it. Okay, before you actually know, someone is on subscribing because there's someone who came in the market and said, me, I have AI, I have done ABCD, and I'm here. So I would call for any other provider, whether especially IT, that if you have a software that you will have to spend 3 years to give an update, there's a problem.
3 years. 3 years.
It's too much.
Is it supposed to be frequently updated?
Daily? No. There's always what we call scheduled. Okay. So you are working on something to say for the next year. We have this. We will do this. Okay. So you have looked at that. You have known that we have to integrate payments probably in this application. You know, it takes maybe 5 months. It takes other 5 months to pilot and study the market, and then it takes 2 months to go massive. Okay. So if you do not strategize, me and you have been probably no. Let's start with WhatsApp.
Yes, WhatsApp.
I think you have seen WhatsApp changing every other day. Some of us who were on WhatsApp as early as 2013, there was nothing like status. For me to put you on status messages, I would change my DP to yours. That's like I'm celebrating you or what. Now it is, I tell someone who joined WhatsApp yesterday that status was actually not there, because status is the thing. I will put you there, I will celebrate you there. So that means WhatsApp looked at this. How can people celebrate others? Yes. They have added video calling. They have added calling. At first there was no calling, it was only chatting. They have added a lot of features. It is because they want to be competitive and relevant in the market. Again, what does not grow dies. That's why every other day. Otherwise, if they just keep there, ask the customers, we will start thinking, what if WhatsApp did this? What if WhatsApp did this? Before you know, there's someone who has come up with his other platform, and it's doing what you were thinking or asking for WhatsApp to do, and you are away. Okay. So that's why every technology company must be having an innovation and R&D department. If not, you are off in the next few days. You are going to be off because technology moves very, 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 very fast. Look at the phones. iPhone every other day there's LEDs. Samsung there's LEDs. Even Techno.
Even looking into the cars, everything.
Upgrading and so. In every version, there's something new, and people want trendy things. People want to move with new things on the market, and so that's the same thing that should apply on technology.
Yes. Very interesting, very interesting. For now, let's take a short break, and I'm still with Vincent Matiko. We are breaking down how small and intermediate enterprises in Uganda can leverage on the available opportunities through the information communication technology such that they can effectively compete with the foreign businesses. Stick around.
Smart 24, driving business.
Oli mukyala munna bizinesi era oyagala bizinesi yekulaakulane. Gavumenti ya Uganda ekuleetedde ssente za Grow era nga weewola okuva ku bukadde buno okutuuka ku bukadde 2 n'osasula mu bbanga lya myaka 2 ate nga gw'asasula mu budde olinna mukisa ddala. Eri abakyala abanoonyi b'obubudamu nammwe abaliko obulemu enteekateeka eno egenda kubakolako mu ngeri ey'enjawulo. Okumanya ebisingawo tuukirira Post Bank, Equity Bank, DFCO, Centenary Bank, Finance Trust Bank ne Stanbic Bank oba genda ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa www.grow.go.ug oba okujja ku ofiisi za PSFU ku Kyaddondo Road e Nakasero ku kizimbe kya Trust Tower omwaliiro ogusooka oba okuweereza obubaka bwa WhatsApp ku nooti 762 3 nooti 4961. Omukisa guno gw'abakyala bonna okwetooloola eggwanga era ng'enteekateeka ya Grow evujjirirwa banka y'ensi yonna n'eteekebwa mu nkola Ministry y'ekikula ky'abantu ne Private Sector Foundation Uganda.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
There's nothing quite as exciting as getting ready for the big game, your favorite shows, or a great movie. Except when you have an unexpected surprise. Whether you've forgotten to upgrade or pay, have an error code, or need to reconnect, you have 2 choices. Do it the old-fashioned way or say absolutely not. Find the call center number or find your phone. Travel to a customer service center in town or just scroll to fix it, pay it or upgrade it and get it done. Stand and wait or sit and watch. Finally upgrade or be glad that you stayed. Travel back home or do it all on your phone. Maybe it's time to say out with the old and in with the do. Do upgrades, payments, error clearing and more the easy way with the MyGoTV app. Spend less time managing your GoTV account and more time doing what matters to you.
Mama nyabo, ino internet wenyukamye kizungirizi. Ate kamera ya yolumamyo. Banange ebyandaka kubogo. Guno mugano gwennyini. Funa kabodi supakati ku nsimbi ezisaliddwako ng'otandika kusinza emitwalo 49 zokka. Usasule mpola mpola. Sinsi 833 buli lunaku. Weewangulira omugano gwa kabodi supa okuva ku MTN Christmas eno. Weefunire GB 2 eza data wa MTN buli mwezi okumala emyezi 8. Weegemulire kabodi supa kati okuva ku dduuka lya MTN wonna mu ggwanga. Everywhere you go, MTN ekolera wansi w'amateeka ga UCC.
Smart 24, driving business.
Well, exactly 30 minutes to the top of the hour. Smart means business. I'm Andrew Barija, and with my guest this morning, Vincent Masiko, CEO, Nagsoft Technologies. And of course, breaking down how small and intermediary enterprises can leverage on ICT solutions in order to compete effectively with the foreign enterprises. Vincent, let's take a look at how the role of data analytics, most especially in helping SMEs predict market trends, talking about personalized customer experiences. How can it create a competitive advantage over these enterprises to effectively compete with the foreign?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Andrew. So if we are talking about data analytics,
big data,
you are looking at, yes, in first case, you should be having data.
Data, yes. You need data,
so
yes.
Data is not these books you have, the counter books and all that. No.
What's it?
Data is, have you been captured? Do you have data about your business in first case? If someone asked you the sales you made in the last 10 years.
Can you? Okay.
If someone asked you the performance of your business in the last 1 week, do you have it? Because if you don't have this, you have nothing to analyze.
Okay.
So in the first case, the process starts with having this data captured. And you cannot rely on the manual processes to capture this
data. Okay.
That's why every other business, normally, I actually always tell the business owners that when you are planning of rent, of capital to buy stock, you should be also planning for software at the same time to manage the business.
Wow. So
it has become that.
So it's another essential cost that a business. Okay.
And let me tell you that Ugandans have started embracing this. I've had clients who have even paid upfront. He's starting his business in November, but he pays now for the software. Just like he pays the landlord in advance for 6 months. He's saying, Vincent, I am booking the software.
Okay.
I will pay you the next part in November when you come to deploy. Because people have appreciated that just like the business needs stock,
exactly.
The business needs an employee to run. The business also needs the software to manage some of these transactions. So, how important this one is that one is if you have a software. I always tell people that we just don't say software. I say if you have the right software. Not every software is
okay.
Right software.
There's a software and the right software.
Now let's qualify it further. If you have the right software from the right provider.
Okay. Yes.
And so that means it can capture much of this information. Let's look at a simple example of a supermarket, because me and you go to the shopping supermarkets. Now, if you have a right software in the supermarket, that means one, it can know the stock levels for the business owner at any point in time. If it is integrated with an app, the business owner can know this is the stock I have at time A.
Okay.
This is the stock value that the money I have, if I converted this stock to money, to monetary terms, I have 50 million. He can know that this is how I have been spending over a period of time. This is what was spent yesterday and this is what was spent last minute. He can know that this is the profit margin we have done on a product, which would be hard if we are doing all this manually. Now, it is based on this data that now we apply the trends and data analysis to say that now, based on your behavior, from the trend, because now we can mine, it's called data mining.
Data mining,
so you can mine into this data and say, based on the behavior, one, we see that there is one product called maybe this specific soap. It is always demanded in this month only.
Okay, so that's interesting.
You see, in the last 5 years, it is in May when this type of soap is always demanded. So you may need to go find out, why is this type of soap always
demanded at this time?
You will also find that, okay, now should I be stocking this soap in other months? Because it is just having stock which is seated. But you could not know this, you cannot analyze the consumer behavior when you don't have the data.
Wow.
You may be seeing someone always coming and they buy things, but if they ask you, how many items, which items has Andrew bought from this supermarket over the last 10 years? You have no idea. So it is based on this data that you have that you can visualize, analyze, and helps you to predict the trend and say, according to this
trend,
with this stock, with this stuff, with this expense, this is what you will be. You are looking to improve your business. You bring loans officer, the bank is, you guys, this is my data. In the last 10 years, this is how I have moved.
Okay.
It was up. It's like, okay, and on the previous story, we are likely to perform like this.
Though,
if you give us this boost of capital and we put in A, B, C, and D, because you see we have the peak areas, we have the peak seasons, then we are likely to double this by this. Then you are able to get the money. But as long as you don't have data, you are just working on speculations. I always
Inputs.
Yes. I always tell a story to some people, actually business people. One time there was a man who was producing wine. So the guy produced wine and people were taking it every other time. So he started thinking of branding, bringing the brand ambassadors, bringing this and that. Then when he was looking for money to expand the business, a consultant told him, "What are you selling?" He said, "I'm selling sweet wine. It is very good."
Yeah.
He said, what shows? He had no information. So these guys go on ground to make research.
Research, yes.
They actually found that people who were buying this guy's wine, they were not drinking it.
Oh,
guess what?
Yes.
Whenever they would buy this wine, they would go and use it as disinfectant in their crops, in the beans, in the maize, so that the weevils don't enter the maize. So yes, he had the demand, but because he didn't have the data, he never did any follow-up. He was acting on speculation.
On the speculations, yes.
Wine is sweet, they are taking it. Kumbe, these people were actually taking it and using it as
a disinfectant.
So the consultant told him that now you need to change even the branding. Instead of saying that it is Andrew sweet wine, call it Andrew natural disinfectant wine. And so that is it.
Yes.
So most of us may be running our business like that man saying, my business, it has been here for the last 5 years, software were not there. Yes, last 5 years. I always share some quote with my team that if you say this is how we have always done it, this is how we have always done it here, it is the easiest way to fail. Because before you know, that means you can't change. You are like, we have been like this as it was.
So it will be.
Exactly. So change will come, guys will come, someone will set up a shop next to you, will employ a good software, will employ a CRM, you will start saying he's maybe going under the egg, as people say, exactly. He's bewitching me. But the actual sense is that he has embraced technology. He has embraced automation and he's seeing value. And that's what me and you and any other businessman has to focus at.
So creating value.
Creating value. For how to work smart.
Wow.
That is working smart. Instead of bringing the traditional things. You know, you have used Uber, okay? Uber makes billions of money.
Yes.
But they don't own any car.
Very true.
Me and you are just using technology to order Uber, make the payment, every other thing. That's smart. It is far better than someone who has employed, who has spent billions of money in buying a fleet of buses and all that. The guy is just using technology, but he has realized that it is solving a problem. Which problem? People want safe and reliable means of transport. They believe that whoever goes through these companies has been verified, has been trained, and so me and you would need comfort where I sit in the car. It's an ordinary car. By the way, it may even not be very comfortable than even this other car.
Exactly.
But because you have gained trust, you will reach there, the guy is professional. It's like, okay, Andrew, thank you for coming in. We will be driving at this stage, speed. We will be going here. We have options A, B, and C. Can we pass here? Can we pass? Yeah. You feel valued. You feel like, yes, this is what I was.
What? Okay.
But all of this is, he has embraced technology and is doing this for technology. After you have paid, after the end of the trip, the app sends you a message. Thank you for driving with us, Parije. Next time we will give you a 15% discount. You feel like, yes, this is the thing.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. Now, earlier on when I was we were introducing this, I mentioned something in line with the fears. When you say we're talking about the fears people have.
Yeah.
And with your interaction with what you've just said, we've now dealt with the fears. But now there is another challenge. We talk about, let's talk about cybersecurity strategies now. Somebody has acquired this software.
Yeah.
I think they ought to be sensitive in terms of potential attacks. Now, they are not afraid, but they have to be cautious that there is a possibility of that. And what are some of those cybersecurity strategies that can be employed to protect the digital infrastructure without inflating costs, especially when competing with these foreign companies that have huge budgets?
Yeah, And me and you have to agree that cybersecurity is real, and as long as we are doing digital, we will
always
talk and over again.
Exactly.
And we have to plan for them.
Exactly.
But now, just like the police says, security starts with you.
It starts with you.
It starts with you. So one of the things we do our end is now that when we deploy the software, we not only stop at training you how to use the software.
Okay.
We now go ahead and train you on the best practices, cybersecurity attacks and all that. We tell you if you get a ding probably on your WhatsApp or on the computer, if you don't probably know it, don't ignore it.
Yes.
We also tell you every time you are done, log out of your account.
Your account.
We also enforce our end that the system will force you to change the password every other time. Have an antivirus also your end. So this goes to a traffic. It can be your end. It can be our end. We can do our work very well, but you have equal to do your work very well. Yeah, so and I think even when I have actually seen it in banks, though the training I still find it lacking. They only give you the username, the password, and the document. But you know that people really are very lazy at reading. But in actual sense, we show you how it is your responsibility to make sure that these tokens, because Andrew, if I gave you my password, or if I used a weak password and you guess it, you will log in into my account and transact as me. If you go to the bank will say, we are still in the account which logged in. It is you. It sent you an OTP. You approved. So ideally, there is no way we can actually think it's someone else. But in actual sense, because I kept my credentials on WhatsApp, someone hacked my WhatsApp. And so the bank account login, the username, the password, and you know what? He logged in into the account, did the transaction. So I do believe that this is not only the role of the us service providers, but I think government also has to come in to now start. They always have different trainings, interventions also. They need to look at the cyber security training for people, because you have heard on many groups where people are saying they have hacked into my account of
my
WhatsApp.
software.
Actually, lately there is a lot of WhatsApp hacks, right?
I'm a victim actually of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's sort of about that. So you see that. So we need to do these trainings massively, because the government is saying go digital, embrace technology and all that. Yes, but it also has to tell us the other bad part and say, you guys, when you see a link from a suspicious person, or if it's not clear, ignore it. If someone calls you and says, I have probably sent you an OTP,
yes.
First breathe in, breathe out, and they call and think about the person. Someone calling you, I'm your OB, blah, 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 you can't trust the person, and you know. So all these are the ways the government and all of us have to try to use, and also get these trainings, so that as we embrace the technology, we also see how to do with the bad part.
Okay.
Otherwise, yes, it's very good. Technology is good. It makes work easy. It makes life easier. But we need to also work with care.
Wow. Vincent, I remember some time back we were having a discussion, I think it was on a Zoom, and you mentioned something about the infrastructure. We have the software is available, but can I say, maybe the cost bit of it might come in the way how people fear in terms of the infrastructure onto which these softwares are going to be uploaded. Can't we make them kind of compatible to any infrastructure? All that is hard. Anyway, now you as a developer, you know that better.
Oh yes. So 10 years ago, when I personally entered into this field, one, it was hard to tell someone to run an online system. they would tell you it has to sit here.
Yes.
So the cost of infrastructure was very, very high. One, you would need to be having a server, you would need to be having the internet, you would need to be having a LAN, you need to be having a systems administrator, a server administrator. You would find literally it is only the big organization that could afford this infrastructure. And you would only access this when you are at the premise. But as I told you, that technology evolves very, very fast. As we went on, we started realizing actually that there is someone who has a pharmacy, there is someone who has a school, there is someone who is not willing to invest 20 million in infrastructure. Because that is his capital. So that's why us as Nagsoft and other players in the field, we started what we call software as a service. Software as a service, meaning that we host the application on cloud. So for you access software as a service, meaning that you only can rent and pay for only the service you will be using. And these applications can be accessed on your phone, can be accessed on your laptop, meaning that even you who is using it, it's easier. We have some clients who just use from the phone, and they are also accessing excellent service. They already have the phones, so they don't need to buy hundreds of devices, server and all that. And it's as that.
Very interesting. Exactly 13 minutes to the top of the hour. And I think we come to the end of this discussion. I've been with Vincent Masiko, CEO Nagsoft Technologies, and one of actually the leading company in Uganda when it comes to providing these technologies to small and intermediate enterprises, but also big enterprises with big budgets and that line. Well, at this point in time, we're crossing over to Seaton, taking a look at what is really transpiring in there. The details regarding the discussions that are going to be put out there. Let's cross there shortly as we proceed.
We can understand that it's...
All right.
We have... Trust me, your views are going to be captured by the media, and we're going to be live on Smart 24 TV. So you might